Yay!
And we are live. Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
YouTube. So excited.
A happy Memorial Day to everybody if you're celebrating that, if you're here in the US, or if you're not, just happy Monday. I'm here today with Millie, Bad to the Brow. Do you want to maybe introduce yourself a little, Millie?
Sure, I'm Bad to the Brow. That always feels weird to say, no matter how many times I have to say it, but it still feels really funny. My name is Millie, and based in Massachusetts, and I love indie makeup and playing around with shiny
Hey.
things, and I'm really excited to be here. This is my first live ever, and I'm so happy it's with Emily. Thank you so much, Emily,
Hey.
for hosting me. So
Oh,
fun.
I had no idea this was your first live until maybe today. I don't know. I feel like you had said this, but I'm kind of looking at my phone comments and my computer's over here. So, I mean, y'all are used to me. I'm always a little all over the place. But oh my goodness, so many people already in
Woo.
here. Emily Original, hello. Hey, Tracy and Audra,
Hi, Audra.
Christine and Feffy and Thorn and Tree Birds. Oh my goodness. And Chris. Oh, wait, there's a question. What's on your shirt, Millie?
Oh, it's a sweatshirt. It says New York.
Okay. And Yolanda. Did I say Chris? Yes. And Daisy. Britt
Oh,
Clark.
Britt, hi,
Hey,
Britt. Hi,
Ruthie.
Bridges. Oh my God, I love her.
Well,
Oh my God, it's so funny.
And it's Millie with a
Audra, oh my
Y,
God.
correct? Is that correct? Millie with a Y or
Yes, with
Millie
a
I?
Y. I don't know what it is. I hate it with an IE. I feel like it pronounces different. Like it would be Millie, and I want to be like Millie, like hard Y.
Nice and short to the
Yeah.
point, Millie.
And every time I go anywhere and I say
Hey,
Millie, like
Michelle.
I have to say my name, I'll be like Millie with a Y.
I love that. So Millie's YouTube channel and her Instagram, she just has two Instagram accounts, are in the description box, linked already. Everybody should go and subscribe to her, follow her Instagram accounts. And we also have a theme today, and I have that linked in the description box as well. So she's also a beauty like makeup content creator on Instagram, Chloe She, but Chloe makes these adorable earrings that I think you posted about them, and
Yeah,
I went over to Chloe's account and I was like, I need to order some.
I
And so
don't
I
know.
ordered them, and I think I got mine in before you even got yours, just based on shipping.
Yeah.
So like I have these cute little moons and these clouds,
I have the same
and
clothes.
and so we thought we would do like a pastel theme, get ready with me, because we both have cute pastel earrings. Do
Ruthie, cool
you?
things.
Oh my
Somebody
goodness.
understands. Totally understand. Same with Ruthie versus Ruthie. Yes.
I love that. Hey, Barbara. IE spellings can make you feel immature, I've heard.
Yes,
Yeah, I've heard
that's
that as
true.
well. And yes, oh yeah, I see that now. Yeah, Ruthie versus Ruthie.
Makeup
Yeah.
Michelle, hi. Oh my God, I just
Hey,
recently
Michelle.
discovered Michelle and I'm obsessed.
I
I
need to
love
look her
her
up
too.
because the name is familiar, but I don't know if I follow her or not.
I think I found her through Katie Marie. She's
Oh,
been
nice.
sharing her. Yeah, definitely check out her channel. She does indie makeup too, and lots of reviews and just things like that, stuff that we watch.
Yes.
Um,
And I consider Millie like the queen of the multichromes. If you ever have
Thank
questions about
you.
multichrome shadows, Millie's channel is where it's at. I'm gonna put both earrings in because that's the kind of mood I'm in right now. Although they might jingle against my earbuds, but I'll live. Um, so I think Chloe makes the clouds are clay, and then the moons that I have are, I don't know if they're acrylic or what,
I
but she
think
also makes like,
I
oh, go ahead.
googled it, and it's actually a resin pour. It's so cool. I
Oh.
didn't think that was possible, and so I went down the rabbit hole of watching a million tutorials on how to do resin earrings.
That's awesome. So, and she also does like like adorable little
Yes.
vegetables and just a mix of really cute things. And because I have had a little bit more disposable income lately, I've been just like with my makeup purchases, I've been like, if there's something I see that's like handmade or small, like small brand owner, and I'm interested in it, I'm just gonna be like, I got it, I'm gonna get it because I'll forget about it or I'll like lose the link or
Right.
whatever. So I was
Yeah.
glad I got these. They're very cute. They're very like spring summer.
They're so
Uh,
adorable.
oh, oh, awesome. Oh, Britt just found Makeup with Michelle too. Amazing.
Yay.
Yes, Millie's last video
Oh,
that came
thank
up
you.
today was awesome. So, they're from an artist. She goes by the name Chloe She. She's linked in the description box. She has an Etsy store and an Instagram account where she posts photos and process shots. Oh, wait, old eyeshadow to make resin earrings the way to upcycle?
Oh,
Huh.
that's cool.
Are you the only one without pierced ears? I don't know. I didn't have a choice. Mine were pierced when I was like probably a couple of years old. So they've just always been this way.
Mine were pierced, I'm pretty sure, the moment I was born because I had these specific earrings. I kid you not, like it's really common in Czech Republic where I was born. And so I've always had earrings, but I've actually taken them out a bunch of times. So it's always
Yeah.
like painful to reapply earrings.
Yeah, mine are a little sensitive. Even for these,
Yeah.
I went ahead and did a clear polish coat because,
That's
and that's usually why I don't buy, honestly, most mainstream earrings because they're just too
Mhm.
sensitive. But I don't know. I bought them and then I thought about it and I was like, oh, well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, things irritate me really easily too. But these
Yeah.
are fine. I think as long as I don't wear them for like 24 hours.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
So we both kind of did our base, like the non-fun stuff off
Yes.
camera. And I set up my live stream where I normally film. So I have all of my makeup at my disposal. So I
Cool.
guess we can just get going. And as the chat goes, you know, we'll we'll talk. And if y'all have questions or anything like that, you know the drill. Y'all aren't shy, but you know, same as normal. Oh, that's so interesting. Daisy says a lot of eyeshadows are made from the same ingredient pigments used in colorful resin casting. Hmm.
I guess mica would be like something that you could use in anything.
Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people. I remember I was old enough that I have this vague memory of getting them
Mhm.
pierced, but I was definitely young enough where I was probably like 3 or 4. Like it was one of those weird, like I shouldn't have this memory, but I do because it was that painful. Britt. So Britt asked, did any of you get the Propa Beauty lippies? I did. So Propa Beauty is a new indie brand that is owned by a black woman or a black woman, and it's all nudes with a focus on like colors that would work for women of color. Angelica, or I think everyone knows who she is. She just did a lip swatch video today, and because of that video, I ordered 3. I ordered Finesse, or no, Victress, which is one of the paler colors, Limitless, which is one of the more orangey tones, and then I basically tried to get like a light, a medium, and a deep, and I got one of the deeper browns, but not some of the deepest colors.
Mhm.
I really had like 6 in my cart, but I was like, let me try the formula. I'll get free shipping. I'll use Angie's discount code. That's all I need. That's
There
more than
you
what I need.
go. That's all it takes. They get you with
Yeah.
the free shipping too, you know?
Yeah, because it was like $25 for free shipping, which is not, it's like 2 lipsticks is 24. So I was like, I see
Mhm.
what you're doing. You want me
Yes.
to get 3 lipsticks? I'll get
Oh,
3 lipsticks. Darn it. Um, ooh, coming in with the hard questions. Karen says, what's your favorite multichrome shade? If you could pick one pan or 3, which would you choose?
See, I don't know. Personally, my favorite color shifts are Kiln or Smolder from Cleona, because I just love the fiery look of them. I think that's really unique. So I think it would be like Kiln or Smolder. Because I feel like the ones that shift from like green to blue are sometimes not as obvious because the colors are not so different from each other. So I don't like love those, but they're really nice to wear. You know, they're easy to work with, while I think the Kiln and Smolder can be a bit more like dramatic because they're so crazy different color shifts.
I don't have any of those. No, I only have like, I have three multichromes and then 4 of the Divina Galaxy Dust, which are, they're multichrome, but they're different for sure.
Yeah.
Yes, everything Angelica tries gets me like eye emojis. Yes. Oh, yeah, I just recently got I got 2 shades from JD Glow. I actually have them right here. So I picked up one and then I ordered the other one because I'm pretty sure let's see.
Ooh, yeah.
So the middle finger one, that one is No Way, and I think that's the closest, well, not the closest. That was the easily accessible Pat McGrath dupe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it's funny because I talked so much shit like instantly about that Pat palette, and the more I've stared at it, the more I'm thinking about it. So we'll see. I saw you're gonna get it to compare.
Really compare and just basically tell people to buy indie. No offense, I know Pat McGrath is also technically indie, but you know what I mean? Like if you just want that shade, like just buy a shade from indie brand. You don't need the whole palette, of course. But I was gonna say, I think it was the other day we were in a live chat with Karen, and you mentioned that the Cleona creases on you. I would be curious to see if JD does, because JD hasn't creased on me. So.
Oh, I've only tried seaweed once and it did crease on me, but I didn't do your technique, the matte shadow technique, which I want to actually do. I just, and then I've been playing with everything else and I've been in such a like pastel mindset that I haven't gone back to I just got No Way like 2 days ago, but I haven't gone back to either of these. What I'll probably do is like do some kind of wear test, doing one on each eye just to see how they hold up. And I think I am going to buy the Pixie Epoxy from Fiorne.
Yeah, I love that stuff. Mine's probably too old, to be honest. I should probably get a new one. It kind of looks like it too in the jar, but I think it's just because, you know, the doe foot applicator gets dirty and it just drags it in there. So there's no preventing that, unfortunately.
So I'm very tempted by the Pat palette, even though I do think she's like, I think her cost is too high for what it is in my opinion. But I've just stared at it too much and I've watched too much Kinky Sweat, to be honest.
Oh my God,
too much Alicia.
I love her. I think she's gonna be getting PR too from Pat, which is like finally.
Yeah. So logically illogical sounds to ask, do you know which UK indie makeup brand has the best multi-chrome duochromes? I can never afford the added customs and taxes.
So I don't know. I haven't tried any from UK brands, but I did just recently, literally like yesterday, found that there's a brand called Kaima, Kaima, and they have some pressed multichromes, and also Pastel Rose UK has some pressed multichromes, and they actually look like they're the same. Like they have like the same variety and the same compact. So I wonder if there's somehow like private labeled multichromes or something. I don't know. I don't want to spread false information, but I'm just like really curious about them. But I haven't bit the bullet, so I would check those out.
That I did see, I think you posted that. I wouldn't be surprised if there were private label multichromes, just because, I mean, it would be an easy way to get into the market.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, where's my favorite brush? I have all clean brushes. I washed them last night, and I'm like, wait, where is each one that I want?
That's super smart. I had to spot clean some of mine because they had full on grungy vibes on them from the 420 palette from the Melt palette. I was filming 2 weeks earlier, so I had to clean them off because I was not about to have some grungy greens with my.
That's why I had to clean mine, because I had done a couple of looks in a row with my little self-made green 9 pan, and I finally bought some was it Cinema Secrets. I bought it just like yesterday off of Sephora, so I probably won't have it for a couple weeks, but I'm happy to have it.
It's like the best, honestly. Like your brushes are just clean, done, don't need to wait overnight for them to dry.
Oh, and then Britt asked, so Britt, I would definitely recommend checking out Millie's last video because she has so much good information. It was basically a multi-chrome comparison. What's the best value? What has the fastest shipping? What's worn the best on her? But these are JD Glow, and they're multi-chromes, even though they don't shift as much on camera, but they are. And then who else did you mention in the video?
There's Terra Moons.
Oh yes, Terra Moon.
And those they had like a sale like a while back, and I got 4 of them, and they were $13 each, which is a freaking steal for pressed multi. Yeah. And then Baby Bat Beauty, and oh my gosh, I'm like blanking so hard. Oh, Luxie, but I do not recommend those. I don't know. I don't even think that they're gonna restock those, to be honest.
I feel like Luxie is a I don't know about that brand. Like, they were a good intro to singles for me, for sure, for single eyeshadows, but I don't really think about them these days, to be honest.
Yeah, same. I've heard a lot of things about that they've done something more like private labeling with their regular shadows, which is kind of why they're like so cheap now. But I heard that the formula is not as good, and people have like the metallic shades like disintegrating on their eyes. So I don't know.
Ooh. I bought I think the last I bought from them was the Ice Cream Social, which is kind of like some of the Divina and Divina shadows, some of the sugar drops or the candy exploders, and those are actually nice, the 2 Ice Cream Social shades that I got from Luxie. But I think I got a couple of other metallics from them, but I just don't reach for them. They don't have the same, it's like with the metallic, I either want it to be like almost like mirror like shine, or very like duo or multi-chromatic. It's kind of what I need these days. Yeah. So
what do I want?
I think I'm gonna do one of my typical 2-tone looks, but we'll try to
change it up a little bit.
Oh, nice.
And I'm using the Creepy Cute palette, which I finally caved and got it because I thought people were just, hyping it up, but it wasn't true. It's true.
Really? Oh.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, I mean, you can see how vibrant they are. So if you like really like want vibrant ones, they're so much more pigmented than the Menagerie palette. But I think they're a little less pastel maybe because they're so vibrant.
I think I was kind of with strobe or shroud now. I've talked about this on my channel before. I feel like I'm a broken record, but I was waiting for them to do singles, and then when buying 6 singles was the same cost as getting the palette, I was a little bit bitter. I was just like, I don't like the point of getting singles and buying fewer things and not the packaging. I would hope would be that it's less expensive than the palette. Because I just use my singles more than palettes, to be honest. But I might finally get it for comparison. I haven't hated this palette. I know some people have had issues with it, and even just now applying this purple, it's a little more patchy than I was liking, and I've had to go back in a little bit. But I also got a later batch, and I think they changed some things because I know that Amy and Julia March said that or maybe Amy said it, but that fishy, the version of the orange that I have is much more pigmented than the first batch. So I think I'm positive that I got like a new batch of it, but I think that they've revised some of the colors, which it's kind of shady for the people that got the palette first.
Yeah, so I had a conversation with Amy about it because we were both like mind blown about how fishy looks totally different in some people's photos. And we actually messaged Menagerie, and Menagerie was basically like, there's gonna be batch inconsistencies. And I was like, okay. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that.
Yeah, if I'm being honest, after I'm curious to see who they're going to be collaborating with. I mean, I think we know who they're collaborating with, or people have assumed, but I'm curious to see that palette. But I might just kind of be done with the brand, to be honest, because the fact that I didn't realize that was what their response was, but the way in which they've handled customer service, I just I don't need to support a brand like that, so why would I?
I feel like they've been they're one of those brands that seem to be a little touchy when it comes to constructive criticism. And I just like, can they detach themselves from this part of the business? Because clearly you can't handle it. There's like many other brands that do this, indie brands, just like I talked about in my Dear Makeup Indie Brands.
Yeah.
So I'm just just hire someone, like, I'm sure your like cousin's daughter needs an internship. Like, can she respond to?
Here's the thing is, like, it wouldn't even be that big of an investment, in my opinion, for them to hire somebody to work 30 minutes literally it'd be like 3 hours a week at most, in my opinion. It would be like 3 hours a week that they would work, and they would go in and they would answer questions, and they could flag things that are more emergency requests. But yeah, I forgot what happened, but when they had that issue where they basically were on their Instagram complaining about kind of sales and different things like that, that turned me off, and I kind of just stepped away from the brand for a while, like between Violet Ink and the Whale Song, or during Violet Ink and the Whale Song palettes. But I was just kind of smitten by this palette, and theoretically I'm not upset about having it and what I paid for it, but I'm not eager to buy more from them.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm also like a little torn on them because I remember that post specifically because I actually first commented and I was like, oh no, like, don't feel bad, like, it's not you, blah blah blah. And I was like, wait a minute. Okay, hold on. Why are you complaining about this? Because imagine if like a big brand did that.
Yeah.
I think that would be a little crazy.
Yeah, I just think that there's definitely a need for a separation between brand owner and social media.
Yeah.
And you would think by now that they would have learned that. And so the fact that they haven't, I feel like I'm just kind of good for now with the brand. I saw earlier in the chat that Britt said she had never. You've never. So Britt is fairly new to the indie world. So Creepy Cute palette was like one of the first big pastel palettes. After
my lady
D. So it's like lavender, blue, green, teal, peachy yellow, and pink, and then gray and black.
Even worse. But they're actually not direct dupes to the the Menagerie palette. I think there's like one similar, but the rest of them are pretty different from each other, which I'm happy about because I wouldn't want repeats.
Yeah, that was why I was like, I think I might still get the Creepy Cute palette after having this one, because I didn't want to get my makeup goblin when I ordered the pastel puff. I was almost just like, I should just go ahead and get the Creepy Cute now, because like then I can compare. And then I'm like, there's going to be a million people that are going to do this before you would do it, Emily. Like, it's not going to give you anything besides like give your makeup goblin some more fuel for the fire. But we'll see. We'll see. I might get it.
I'm wondering if I want to use one of the pastel liners. Can't decide.
Ooh.
I'm like, it could possibly ruin it, because that's literally every time I do a look. I'm like, but do I possibly ruin it with a liner?
That is me every single time. Okay. I'm like, I should use my liners and get some in practice. And then I'm like, and now this looks like trash. Great. Awesome.
There's so many colors. Maybe I'll have people in the chat vote on which color, because I don't know. Probably not these two.
Do you have the full set?
Yeah, I have the full set. Nice. Do you like them? Have you been using them more often?
I have. I have all but 2 of the shades. I'm just not that skilled at liner, but I'm glad that I have them because I can practice.
What do you think? I think I shouldn't do a blue or green because I already have that on my. I'm thinking something to contrast it, like a purple or a pink, or maybe like an orange or a yellow. The yellow might be cool.
The yellow would be cool, or I think the purple might be cool. Ooh, the pink or the peach might be a little too sheer against the blue or the green.
All right, let's have people vote. Purple or what did I say? Yellow? Purple, yeah.
Purple pink? Or pink.
That wasn't an option, Britt. Just kidding. Pink, okay. Pink. Wait. Purple. There's a bunch of comments. Emily, I used to watch Pomberry. I haven't in a while. I don't know why. It doesn't like notify me, and I honestly forgot.
And yes, belated, but yeah, I'm kind of not into Menagerie right now. Let's see. There's 2 pinks, 3 pinks, 3 pinks and 2 purples. Purple might be winning if that counts as a purple vote. Right now, it would be 4 purple to 3 pink.
Okay, cool. I'll do purple. Hopefully that wasn't too loud.
I also know, speaking of pastels, I also know that Terra Moon had some pastel mattes, but their pricing is just a little. Oh, nice. Their pricing is just a little bit expensive.
Pastels over here.
Yeah, I love it.
And then also my my Lethal Cosmetics ones that I picked out.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I don't know what it is with this palette, and I don't know if it's the Lethal ones or the M Cosmetics ones, but every time I open this, it smells like crayons. Like they really smell like some kind of like crayon-y. So I don't know. It's really weird, and I can't tell which one it is. But I was wondering, do you have Lethal, right?
I have Lethal, and I've had them all together in a palette before, like for months at a time, and I haven't gotten a crayon smell from them. I don't think so.
Well, that's good because I'm concerned.
You're like, oh, that's good. Yeah. I feel like I do want to put in a new order at Lethal. It's been a while for me with them.
I just would love to have all their singles so I could just like build palettes like constantly.
yeah.
Yes, Britt, I have like a lot of Terra Moon. Like a lot. These are.
I wish their pricing was just like a little bit
I know.
more
Did you see Amy's
affordable.
video? She just talked about how some of them were pretty much the same shades as Divina, except they were like a lot more. But these over here are my Terra Moons. I think they call them iridescent chameleons.
Yes, iridescent chameleons. Because I finally put in an order. I put in an order when they open up their last pre-order or like the current one. So I didn't order all of them, but I think I ordered like 6 out of the 8 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then some of their other shadows, but not the pastels. Mostly the just a couple of their random like $8 ones, some of the new ones they launched, and a couple of the neon mattes because green, I couldn't resist.
I know green is like my weakness.
But yeah, I was just with the pastel chameleons from Terra Moons. I just so I will say, so I'm what was I gonna say? So Sincerely Alex makeup on Instagram. She got the whole Cosmic Chameleon bundle, and I felt like from seeing her swatches and everyone else's that the flips in those in their PR pictures or like their brand photos, it was much prettier, much more intense. And then I felt like when I was seeing everyone else's swatches, they really just look like a very vibrant metallic. So I've been a little bit like I question Terra Moon just a little bit. I know people love the Cosmic Chameleon or the iridescent chameleons, and I know I love that kind of color family, so I decided to go for those expensive ones and not some of the other
I think those are
ones.
like absolutely amazing, and I agree. The like vibrant multichromes I think they had. Those when I got them, I was honestly like not seeing a shift. And I commented on Amy's video on them because she kind of said the same thing, and I was like, yeah, I agree. I don't think that they're honestly like multi-chromes. I think they're more like duochromes. And actually, the owner of Terra Moons messaged me and was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry you were like dissatisfied." Like she was super nice about it, and I was like, "Oh, look, I still love them. Like it's not that I like don't love them. It's just like it's the fact that like I don't see all the shifts, you know."
Yeah.
But I think they're super nice. I mean, still, like, honestly, by far, indie shimmers are just way better than any mainstream brand.
Agreed. I just don't get that excited about mainstream eyeshadow releases because I know if I put if I put my finger into them, I'm gonna be like, it's okay.
Exactly.
Even I mean, I've owned Pat McGrath palettes. I have one right now, and like they're pretty, but I have better indies.
I also had a bunch of them, but I ended up decluttering them because I just never reach for them. I think they're like a weird occasion kind of. I don't know, like they just they're not really something I was reaching for. But back then, I thought those shimmers were absolutely amazing. And there was this brand called, oh my gosh, what was it called? They had like a website and they were selling knockoffs, and I got like all the knockoffs of the palettes, and I did comparison videos between the knockoffs and the Pat McGrath, and the shimmers were like pretty much the same. Like they were a little bit more glittery, but they were like right on par, and I was kind of like, well, why is this $125?
Yeah. Daisy says, I haven't really tried a lot of indies because I'm worried about customer service and inconsistencies. So that's the power of YouTube and Instagram and Reddit. If you like, I think the best thing you can do is just do a little research, because obviously I think just like a lot of mainstream releases, you're going to see like positive reviews that aren't always that valid. Like there are times
Yeah.
I still see people being pretty kind to certain releases or certain brands, and I do kind of think it's probably because those products were free. But if you dig into like the hashtags for the brand, look on Reddit, watch YouTube videos, people are talking about them. And if you don't see anything out there, then yeah, I wouldn't buy from them. Because that's like my thing. It's like if I can't find
Yeah.
reviews, I'm not gonna buy. But I found a couple of brands that I really love, and I kind of just go back to them when I feel drawn in, and then I'll try new stuff as I see it, like Terra Moon or Beauty Bar Baby.
Hmm.
I put an order with Kristen Lee Cosmetics, and hopefully that'll be shipping soonish. It's probably been
Yeah,
about.
her shipping's pretty slow. She's actually based in Massachusetts, which is awesome.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I bought from her Etsy like 3 or 4 years ago, and I have like a palette of her um, these shades that are like duochromes. You're not gonna see this, okay?
Ooh, it's hard on any kind of like any
How is
kind of
my
YouTube
camera
live.
so bad? I don't understand. This Mac
It's
is
also
like
it's
too.
also StreamYard, because StreamYard will only like it doesn't adjust lighting very well. So
But anyways, they're iridescent and they're not multi-chromes, but they're duochromes. And these are the ones I used to always use for my inner corner. So there's actually dents, like they're like hues.
nice.
And they're amazing, and they have some beautiful duochromes. But I haven't. Oh, and then oh, have you tried the gels, the multi-chrome gels?
I'm getting a couple of them. I think
Yeah.
I'm getting the green one that you reviewed, the greenish one, and
Super
then I think
devious.
I picked up another one. But I definitely I watched your video and I asked Amy. I definitely always bother Amy. I'm like, Amy, what do you think? And she's so sweet that she'll like give advice.
Oh my God! Wait. It's kind of dry. Wait, I haven't used this since. Yeah, it's
I
kind of
was
dry.
kind of worried about that. I was kind of worried it might be like the Jelly Much from ColourPop, which I didn't own, but I heard dried out within a year.
And also, it looks like it shrunk. Do you see
Uh,
that? I have
yeah.
not used it that much for it to be that much pan.
Oh, good night, Britt. Thanks for
Bye,
coming in.
Brett. Thanks for coming.
Um, that was my fear. I was like, I'm not that into jellies, but I was also in that mindset of like, I really like to try a new brand and try. So, like I got some singles, but try a couple of other things besides just the normal powder single shadows that I go for. Um, but I was a little worried about that.
Hopefully, I can revive them, but I'll definitely message Kristen Lee and
Yeah.
ask. But let me just like show you guys. I don't know. Hopefully, you'll be able to see. But like, it's like, wait, it's like hard. Do you see that? I can like
Yeah.
poke it, and it seems like it's maybe a little wet on the bottom there, but like the top is a little dried. And like I said, these looked way more full before. So I don't know. I was
Mm,
afraid of them drying out, but they were so
that minute.
I hate this word, but moist when I got them. So I was like, oh, these are
Yeah.
gonna be fine.
Hmm.
I'm gonna let Amy know too, because I know
Yeah.
she did the review.
So Ruthie, I saw your comment on the post. So Ruthie asked, oh wait, there was this first part of the question. Have you ever pressed loose mineral shadows that don't contain binders before without using my mix? I've never used my mix. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. I would say the best person to check out loose pigment pressing things, because I have never done that, is Faces by Gina on Instagram, because I know she has pressed Tammy Tanuka loose pigments. I believe she has. So I would say she like that's who I learned the dry powder repress technique that I'm doing that now. Which I think she learned or got that tip from Kristen Lee, actually, from the owner of Kristen Lee Cosmetics. But yeah, I would say I would say that would be the best reference.
I've actually, like a couple of years ago, I went down the whole rabbit hole of trying to press my own eyeshadow, and I got a ton of stuff from TKB. So if you buy pigments, for example, I bought a bunch of loose pigments from Chaos Cosmetics. And so that stuff already has a binder in it, meaning it's not a wet binder, it's like a dry powder binder, and it just, or binder, is that, which one do you pronounce it?
Binder, I think, like
it is, okay.
Like goodbye,
and
binder.
So that already helps with the application of the eyeshadow. So when you want to press it, those I would definitely recommend the My Mix, and you only need a little bit, and you just kind of mix it together. So I did that with these right here, and you also can add alcohol. I don't know exactly like all the details. I would definitely like look some of the research up, but like all of these I pressed from being loose, and I just used the My Mix from TKB and some alcohol.
I knew there was a site that I was forgetting about because I just did a video on why indie makeup is so expensive. It was amazing. I got to collab with Abby Williamson.
I loved it. Oh my gosh.
Oh, thank you. I felt like I was a total hot mess, like shit show when I was talking through everything.
Not at all. I think
but
you and Abby are so well spoken.
Oh, watching Abby's video, I was like, I didn't even. I was like, she covered so many things that I just hadn't even like thought about or had thought about but didn't get in the video. But anyway, I knew there was a site out there that sold like things to mix and press your own pigments, but I couldn't remember the name of it, and I didn't think about looking it up or asking somebody until like 4 a.m. the day I was editing the video. So TKB, that's the site.
Yeah.
Because I know some people in the Have Cousins podcast Discord that have like bought and pressed their own pigments, but I've never done that. Like I've never tried to press something that was loose. I've just repressed powders that either I've like pressed powders that I've broken or I downsized, because I downsized all my JD Glow shadows into 26 millimeter pans, and all my big Juvia's Place.
And oh my god, one of the giant pans fits into 26 millimeters.
Some of my JD Glow, I think I was probably a little too heavy-handed when I did it, so like they compressed into like one pan or like 1 1/4 pan, but that's okay. I wasn't like too upset about it. I was just like, okay, next time I will not be so heavy-handed with it. But matte powders like the Give Me Glow or Juvia's Place mattes, like the big pans, those definitely split up into 2 pans easily.
There's just so much product. And mine are like the older ones. So some of them were like super thin, and then some of them were like really tall. They still had the same amount in them, but I was really confused as to why I have thinner and thicker pans.
And that's what I think I noticed, was that I think some of the JD Glow shadows that I had were just lighter pressed. So then when I pressed them into a smaller pan, I was pressing them firmer than probably what the brand was, and so they compressed more, which was fine because it's like it didn't bother me either way. But it's been an interesting process. I still think I'm not perfect at pressing because some of my mattes, I think I'm just not pressing hard enough, because as they sit for like a couple weeks, I notice they kind of loosen up a little bit. So I think some of the ones that I first dry repressed, I'm gonna have to go back and redo at a later date.
Someone just told me to throw those out.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Tracy, throw that out.
They're fine though.
Yeah.
If they were like rusty or something. Oh my gosh, wait, let me tell you. I don't know if I've told you this, but with JD Glow, I've had this is the brand spoiler alert, I was talking about in my Dear Makeup Indie Brands video, where they seem to not test their formulas. And so I ordered Like about 2 years ago, I ordered one of the Multichrome eyeliners that they had. You know how they have the neon ones now? So they
Yeah.
have also the Multichrome ones. So I ordered 2 of those, and I used them like right when I got them, and they completely flaked off within like an hour. And then after that, I didn't use them for a year. About a year, maybe a little less, and I went and I was about to use them, and they smelled like mold, like straight up mold. And I even was like I was living with my parents at the time. I even like went to my mom like, "Tell me what you smell," because maybe I'm just being paranoid. But she was like, "Yeah, that smells like mold." So I just like completely threw those out. But I have similar formula from Nabla, and I've had those for longer than I've had JD Glow, and they're fine. So,
Nabla made those? I didn't even know that.
yeah, they had, oh my gosh, this this one I have called Klimt. It's gold. It's like beautiful. I used to use it all the time, and they had a bunch of other ones. I actually don't know if they have any of the other ones, but they had a couple of these like metallic shades.
I around the same time I put in my Kristen Lee order was when I put in well it was a small JD Glow order, but it was not a cheap JD Glow order when I got the one Multichrome, and I went ahead and picked up one of their glitter tubes, even though I know you had said that, because I was just curious. It's fine, but the little tiny brush tip I think is actually too small for the glitter itself.
Yeah.
So I might actually clean it off and like, who was it that was recommending? Oh, Cut Creaser, who does a ton of like beautiful graphic line eye looks. Like her looks are always like a blank eye, but with graphic lining. She actually recommended for using water activated liners, the old like NYX vivid pigment liners that are in these kind of tubes, that the brush in that is really good, and to like get one of those and clean off that brush. And I'm thinking this one might be a similarly nice liner brush. So I don't know, I might try to figure out a way to like decant this and then use this brush for something else.
Yeah, that might be hard because it's glitter.
Yeah, I was like, but it was that same mindset with the Kristen Lee stuff where I was just like, you know what? I would like to try a couple of things that are not just pressed shadows and just see how they go.
I actually also, this was again like 3 years ago when I was just getting into indie. I bought a bunch of those glitter tubes, and I was like, these are not it. Like this formula is not really great. And literally a month later, they restocked and they were like, new, better formula. And I was like, I just bought 8. And now you're gonna change the formula. So again, like JD Glow is some inconsistencies, yet I still buy from them.
Yeah, I've heard some mixed things about, like, I know that Angelica got their Galaxy shadows and hers went moldy, but she got them a couple of years ago, and like I've had mine for over I think a year and a year and a quarter now, and mine are still perfectly great. Like nothing's changed. So they're a brand that I still love, and I like keep an eye out for new stuff, but at the same time I'm like, okay, like I'll keep recommending like the Galaxy shadows and the Multichromes, and the other things I'm a little more Then again, I did actually get their one of their highlighters, and it's pure, it's like very glittery, but I also love it. It's Synopsis, so it's just like a grainy, glittery, super shiny highlighter. So if you don't like glitter, don't get one of these, but it's nice. And mine actually showed up shattered, and I emailed them about it, and they sent me a second one. So I have green glitter highlighter to last me for like a decade, which is fine because this one I might end up mixing into like different little Franken shadow things when I'm bored. Like, this needs more glitter in it. I'm gonna add some. Oh my gosh, I'm just reading. So Makeup with Michelle. So if you look at the Kristen Lee website, They actually do say that their shipping lead time is 4 to 6 weeks. So I don't know how long 40 days, I guess 40 days would be almost 8 weeks. So that's a little rough.
I would
But I
just
would,
with her. She's like really great about that.
yeah, maybe try Instagram if you haven't gotten an email response. I know not every brand is great with getting the DMs. So
Yeah.
it's not that she's not doing great, but I think she just has a long lead time. Like I said, it was 4 to 6 weeks.
What do we think for blush? Should I do something with this one? With the fairy blush from Likely Makeup? Oh my god, like this blue.
I know. You could totally do like a blown out, like blue to like
Yeah.
purple weirdness. That's one thing I don't have. I don't have either of those blush palettes, and I'm very, very tempted by them.
They're so pigmented. The other one that I have, the other one that's like more grungy colors, kind of like it has the orange.
Yeah.
It's so pigmented. I'm like scared to use it, honestly. But also, I've just been so into creams that I can't even look at my mattes.
Well, that's why I haven't bought, actually, that's why I haven't bought her blush palettes yet, because I've been really into glowy blushes and not as much, I mean, creams I'm learning my way through, but like glowy blushes as a whole, I just love. And so it's been a little hard to be interested in mattes, even those gorgeous matte palettes. I'm gonna start with a very glowy, like baby pink blush that I have from a brand called Flormar, which I think is kind of more international.
Yeah, I think I've heard that before.
I met Mia's Virtual Vanity. We did a makeup swap last summer, and she sent me this. She sent me a couple of glowy blushes that are just like perfection. But this
I
is
feel like
almost.
I look like a sea monster now. I don't know about this blue blush. No, but look. Like,
but I kind of love it. I'm gonna go strong with my blush to match. I don't have a blue blush, although I could, I guess, use my shadows.
yeah,
I've done that before.
yeah, you could use these as shadows too. I think I've been wanting to do like a video where I use the blush palette. You can call me Bad to the Loch Ness. Okay.
No, what I was saying though is that I can actually use these shadows as blushes. I've done that before, especially with the menagerie shadows. Something about them, like they kind of work. I'll do some purple blush to go with it.
I feel like it always ends up looking like crazy in real life, and then you look into the camera or like into the screen and you're like, you can't even see it.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes I'll do stuff and then I'll take a photo and I'm like, actually, it looks like pretty. I'll just be like, it looks cool in the photo. Doesn't even look weird. It just looks cool. Let me see. It's editorial. A beautiful sea monster.
Thank you.
Ooh, blue into purple into pink.
Ooh, I should do like purple up here.
That's a good idea.
Because I went with
that was Likely Makeup, right? The one you're using? Yeah. I think I'm gonna do purple into pink. And then maybe blue into pink. I kind of love two-tone looks. I just keep doing them lately.
They're just so easy and fun, and it like has depth, you know. And just
and then I feel like if anybody is like, oh, I like the one eye, it's like, great, then do it on both eyes. Like you can just, double it up and you end up with like two eye looks in one. Okay.
I'm really curious. There's a new brand coming out under Makeup Revolution called XX Revolution. How many more sub brands are they gonna have? Honestly,
I don't know. They
like
are a mess.
there's so many, and that makes me really doubt quality, especially because it's like you're doing too much, and it's already stuff is cheap. But I saw some people got sent PR and they were unboxing, and they look like they have some like kind of like cream stick eyeshadows, and
Mm,
they're like multi-chrome looking. Like they look like,
interesting.
and I'm so intrigued. I'm like, is this when we like see multi-chromes become a little bit more mainstream? I wonder if it's gonna happen because everyone wants it to happen. I've been saying it's not gonna happen, but maybe I'm wrong. Like probably wrong.
Well, I always felt like it was gonna hit a Pat McGrath or a Natasha Denona first,
Mhm.
and then it was gonna be um I feel like that's either going to make the expensive multi-chrome even more expensive or a little less. Like I can't figure it out. Like I think that Pat is going to continue to charge what she charges, but I wonder if that's going to open the door up to other bigger brands, like
Yeah,
being able to source the materials.
that's what I can't
Uh,
decide how I feel about it because I think the reason she can put the multi-chromes or like those like really beautiful pigmented, multi-dimensional whatever shadows in her palettes is because her price is so high already. So she already
yeah.
has a large margin of how much they make off of those palettes. That I think that's why she's like one of the first ones to come out with a multi-chrome. So I wonder, like, I don't see Tarte, for example, anytime soon coming out with a multi-chrome or Too Faced
Yeah.
or Urban Decay. I think that would really just shoot up their prices.
Yeah, I feel like I could maybe see Natasha Denona do it only
Yeah.
because I feel like the color, specifically the color, like I mean I'm not that familiar with her palettes, but I felt like seeing a color like lime chrome in a mainstream palette,
Mhm.
in my opinion, felt very indie-esque because it was textural and dimensional in a way that, and not just neutral. Um, but yeah, I think you're right. I think that Pat already had that built-in barrier in terms of pricing that she was able to include it. But I wonder with some of these other brands how that's going to work.
Oh, look at this. Oh, yeah.
I love it. Oh my gosh, that's great.
I'm using
It,
the Fiddleace Beauty. What are they called again? Yeah,
oh, I've been curious about those, but they also seemed a little overpriced for what
yeah.
they
Well,
were.
it's because they're highlighters. I think they should just have made them into eyeshadows,
Yeah,
to be honest. But I mean, oh my god,
that's
it smells
gorgeous.
delicious.
That makes me want to add glow onto mine. So I did like, I can't even tell. So this is blue to pink and then purple to pink. But now I
Mhm.
want to like glow everything up. And also the blue to pink looks a little weird. I mean, it all looks weird. I'm just embracing the weird. Looks a little bruised, but that's
Oh,
fine.
have you tried the ABH primer?
No, I meant to try it today. Dang it. Oh my goodness. But I'm very excited. Thank you again for that and for all the shadows. I've
No
been like
problem.
playing around with those a little bit. I'm not quite sure what I think of that formula, but you know, it's a pretty little thing to add to my collection and I'll play around with them.
Yeah, I didn't even touch them because I got them and I was like, oh my god, why?
What was your reaction? Was it just the glitteriness or the brand itself? Because I know they had that shit
So
collection.
it's kind of a little bit of both, but also I have some other shades from them that I don't even use. I think they're more like the vibrant ones. They're like super pigmented, and there's like nothing. I have nothing against the product. I just realized when I got them that I have a bunch of really similar shades already.
Yeah.
The ones are kind of big, so I was like, you know what? I think there's someone else that could use these. because they look really beautiful and sparkly. But yeah, they've kind of turned me off since I got, and I mentioned this in today's video. They kind of left a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth when I bought those Multichromes, and when they came, the pans weren't even full. And
Yeah.
I know that they fill them by weight instead of volume or something like that. But honestly, like, I'm sure every other brand does that too, and they still completely fill the pans. Like, for example, the JD Glow ones, some of them are even like too full. And then
Yeah.
same with Cleona, like those also 1.5 grams. But again, if it's filled by volume, then just like that, then some of the pans would not be also full. So I don't know, it just kind of threw me off, and I just think they're kind of really expensive for what they are, and I think I would just rather recommend like JD Glow and Baby Bat and other brands that are less, that you actually get a full pan from.
Yeah.
Um,
The thing with so many of these brands that I get frustrated with is just they're like just bad. Basically, it's like bad marketing because they decided that they were going to photograph these full pans.
yeah,
That's going to look the best, but then that's not what you're receiving.
that was the
And
other
it's like, yeah, it's like, okay, so if I'm not going to receive a full pan, don't photograph a full pan
And
for
I
me
sent
to
that
get
to her, and
hyped
I
about.
sent her, look at this photo of literally the listing that I purchased. Why
Yeah.
are these pans looking full? Like, I thought that's what I was gonna get. And it's just like, when they're $17 per pan, I want them to be full.
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
I
and
had
then also like the whole thing with the whole collection that they had that was like themed. I
yeah.
was like, and she was like being really snappy and kind of like blaming people for being overly sensitive. And I just wanted to be like,
Uh-huh.
people are dying and you're saying people are too sensitive. Like, I absolutely hate that. Like, that completely rubbed me the wrong way. So,
Yeah, it felt very much like
yeah.
I was just wondering like why is that of all the themes that you could ever pick, why would you pick that as your theme? It doesn't make any sense. And then yeah, I felt like she was very insensitive in how she
Mm.
responded to the feedback. And then what else? Oh, I kind of had not with a bad collection thing, but with like false advertising. I kind of had a similar experience with Beauty Bar Baby. So one of my
Really?
subscribers actually very kindly gifted me like a gift certificate to their site, and they have I basically my big issue with them is I feel like they way oversaturate their photos and
Oh,
they just make things look way more impressive, and then when you get them in person you're like they're fine, like they're pretty but they're not like even the so I got two of the less expensive shadows and then one of their more expensive like chameleon or how whatever they're calling
yeah.
them, and the one chameleon I got of course was a green one because me and green, I love it, and it just doesn't like it kind of shifts to this like taupey color, but it's not like a multi-shifting kind of product. It's definitely
Mhm.
not worth the like I think it was $15.
Wow.
Um yeah, and then the other I got Zero Gravity, which is not one of their more expensive shadows. It's like $6, I think, 6 or 8. But in the picture, it looks like it's going to be like lime green gold with like a little reddish shift. And it's basically like a topper. Like it doesn't have that intensity of color. So it's a pretty color when used as a topper, but it's not a color you would put all over your lid by itself. So the 3 shadows I got from them is probably all I'll buy from them unless I hear great reviews from other people.
That's funny that you say that because I forget who it was, but I had a conversation where someone said they bought, I think it was Jinxed, the shade, and when they got it, it was like nothing like the photo, and so they messaged the brand, and the brand like sent them a post of some girl who captured it, but she had the flash on, so it's like you only see the color the way it looks with flash on when you take a picture, and so she got her money back, but I was just like, can you stop blaming the consumer? Which is
Yeah.
the other I had an experience with when I was messaging Copacetic about the palette, and I told them, look what's happening with my matte shades, and she was like, well, nobody has complained, and I'm like, okay, so it's my fault. I can't do makeup. Sorry. Like, and it turns out if you go into my comments, a bunch of people had the same experience, and not just with that palette, but with other shades from her other. So it's just really about people not speaking up, probably because they're an indie brand, which is I've definitely been there before, but I haven't spoken up because it was indie and I felt bad. But this was a $35 palette, I think, and I was just like, come on, this formula is not perfected.
That's frustrating. They keep releasing things that look pretty, but I don't know if it's specifically your review or if it was just a feeling, but I was just like, I don't think I think I'm good. I think I'm just gonna like look at it from afar. Especially like the quads that they keep releasing. I'm like,
yeah,
I can do little quads inspired by them. That's fine if I feel inspired. Also, welcome Cherokee and thank you. Yes, the whole you're using it wrong shit is so annoying. Because it's not like here's the thing, if that's really what you're gonna say, I'm not gonna try to find that one. Like that's down there for now. If that's really what you're gonna say, then you need to include extensive like information on how to use it before it's released. So that the customer knows, oh, in order to get this kind of color shift, I need to take all my photos with flash.
Yeah, that's just it's unfortunate because then experiences like that seem to kind of like cloud your judgment and not judgment, but cloud your idea of these brands. And then you're like, do I want to buy from them again? Like I still follow Touch of Glam and I still have those other shades. And so I'm just kind of like giving it a little bit of time, you know, and some time pass between and just kind of thinking if also their shipping is really long. It's really any indie.
Oh my goodness, Mindy. Mindy got the notification that I was going live, so hurry to the store. It was such a hurry, I didn't get some of my bags. Oh, I'm sorry. Also, hey, Katie, welcome. And Alex said, I was wondering what came of the Alcyon palette after review. Yeah.
I still have it, but like I don't want to use it.
Yeah, their purple 9-pan looks pretty, but I think it has like 2 pressed glitters in it. And I'm just like, I have so many purples. I think I'm okay. And yeah, it reminds me of this.
Oh my gosh, subculture. Oh.
Emily says, genuinely consumers can use a product wrong, but it's on the brand to tell us that it needs to be used a certain way. Yeah. With flash or with sparkly filter. Exactly. Just take all your photos with Kira Kira. It'll be beautiful.
That's really funny. That's what it is.
I finally bought that app just because I was like, I don't know, I want it. I'm gonna buy it. I'm like, it's pretty. It does take pretty, like it adds pretty effects, but also it's like I would only post something with that filter on with a very obvious, like, yeah, this is just for play.
Yeah. I mean, it's a fun little thing.
Exactly. I feel very 80s with my like blush lip combo right now. That's okay though. I feel like my looks lately have been very 80s because I'm very heavy on the blush, heavy on the color.
I love the blush so much. I used
I
to
love yours
never want to touch blush ever.
I feel like I always used it, but I don't know, in the last like year, I've just been like, give it to me. Oh, you know what I didn't do today? Wait, did I not? I didn't put any on my nose. I need to fix that. Thank you, Betty Jean, for encouraging me to put blush on my nose, because now I feel like I can't go without it.
Oh, I wanted to do freckles, speaking of.
Oh, that's something really fun to do with those pastel liners.
Ooh, that's a great idea. I feel like we've just been basically talking about bad experiences today, and I just feel like everyone's gonna not want to buy now.
No, I think we talked about some great stuff too. I just think the reality is that like no brand is innocent.
Yeah.
And oh, Alex coming in with the pastel chameleon questions. Do you have any updated opinions on Terra Moons versus Candy Exploders?
I used them recently, the pastel, the shimmery ones, and the mattes, and definitely like not really shifty, but like super beautiful, like really, really gorgeous. And I did post also on my IG story some comparisons where I had actually like a same shade from Davina and from Cleona with one of them that looked pretty much the same. I think if you want those kinds of colors, I would get the Davina because it's just so much more affordable, and they have like all these coupon codes for like 20% off. So I would recommend those.
Do you have any of the, I'm sure you do, the I call them the original, but the round pan like duochromes from Cleona?
No, I bought two, and it's supposed to come with the pre-order from April, I think, with the vibrant multichrome. So I'm waiting to finally try those, but no, I haven't tried those yet.
Because I feel like that might be what some of the like, I feel like that might be similar to the Terra Moon formula. Not that I know that much about Terra Moon, but like I think that I know that the shipping time for Cleona, especially right now, is absolute trash. But the like round pan, I have a bunch of them. I ordered these before the stained glass were like a thing. And the one I picked out isn't that shifty, but they're very creamy and like very metallic. And they usually have some, like a lot of mine that I have some kind of shift to them. And they're really pretty, and I'm very happy I have them. But I'm pretty sure they're more affordable than the Terra Moons ones. But yeah, the Candy Exploders are more sparkly. Wait, let me grab my purple.
I do think that some of the glitter multichromes from Cleona have a very similar texture to like the is it candy? No, sugar drops, and the
probably
the Wonka exploders, because they're like super glittery, and I feel like the glitteriness is kind of like is kind of very similar in texture to some of the Cleona, but the Cleona is like they're like really actually multichromes. I just always think I see them in the pan. I'm like, they're not multichromes, and then I'll swatch it and I'll be like, okay.
So it's kind of hard. Yeah, you're not going to see on this potato cam, but up here is Hex from Cleona, and then this one is Runts from Davina, and they're both like lavender to gold, but Hex is a much more like creamy metallic formula, whereas Davina one is more glittery, and you definitely need the like a glitter glue for application, because like every time I swatch the Candy Exploders, I'm like, these look so weak, but on my eyes, I love them. They're so good.
So sparkly.
Yeah.
Looks sparkliness. Oh, what did you think of the menagerie, the trifoils?
I just don't think I only got the one that came in the palette because because the other one, like the green, sold out, and I was just like, fuck it. I don't want to. So I just got this one, but so when I've swatched it again after the fact, I do think it's shiny. Like it has like a shine to it, especially if I kind of like basically kind of work it into the skin the way some shimmers really need to have done.
Mhm.
Like it has that shine, but it doesn't have a shift to me. It kind of has a shift on my finger, actually, when I have leftover. I kind of get a little bit of a purple shift, but actually on the eye, it's just
Yeah.
blue to me. How about you? Did you get the other ones, or did you just get the one that comes in the palette?
No, I got all of them, and honestly, I feel um, like it's almost something that you need to use with a finger because, like you said, you need to kind of like work it into the skin and like, because otherwise it's just like flakies. And then when you put the flakies on, at least for me especially, it like really accentuates my eye texture like so bad, and I hate that.
Yeah.
And that's the experience I had with these. So I've been meaning to try them out more with a finger because otherwise, like with a brush, you just can't really like add that amount of pressure to like really, do it.
Yeah.
So I don't
I
love them, and also was super pissed when they posted on their IG stories that they're remaking them with different formula, that they're gonna be a little bit more expensive, but they're so much more metallic.
yeah. That was another reason why I was like, I think I'm done with them for a while, because I just thought that was pretty shitty of
Yeah.
them. And my thing with is like my eyes are so small that if I have to like use my finger and like rub them in, it's basically like lid to brow bone shimmer, which I've done a zillion times. I'm not against it, but blue I'm more like weird about. Like blue I'm more like am I embracing the Mimi Bobek life completely, or am I like so yeah, I don't know. I just wish that they had used, like, I wish that they had offered to people who got the original formula of the
Mhm.
trefoils, maybe the revamped ones as well, because that would have changed things. I would have been like, you know what? Yes, and if you have any extra stock, I'll go ahead and order the other ones. But the fact that it was just like, oh, now we're gonna have revamped ones and they're gonna be a little bit more expensive, but they're so much shinier.
I just don't
Yeah.
know what they're thinking, like, I can't imagine having a brand and doing that. Like, I can't imagine just, like, posting and being like, "Yeah, everyone's gonna think this is great and fine."
Yeah.
So, I just like, yeah. But there's other, like, great indie brands that I think are super reliable, such
Yeah.
as Amy Grace, Davina, really great, and then Cleona, I know their shipping is not great, but given the circumstances, I think it's just, unfortunately gotten even worse. And then trying to think of other indie brands I really like. Now I really like Shroud because I really love that creepy cute palette. And Terra is really good too. And
And yeah, I'm like Davina, Sydney Grace, I think is underrated for me. I need to get more familiar with their website, because there's like some of the best, like I have a pastel green and a pastel blue matte from them that I love. And I feel like, oh, Lethal for mattes, Sydney Grace for mattes and shimmers. I love Colored Rain for mattes and shimmers. Davina, I specifically love for their special formula shimmers. JD Glow, Galaxy Shadows, and Multichromes. Who else do I love? I've used Gimme Glow a little bit. They seem nice, but
yeah,
I'm like, they're nice. But they don't blow me away the way some of the other shadows that I
yeah.
have
I mean
do.
the mattes for me, like I have some like a blue one and like a periwinkle. I think it's actually called periwinkle. And like when
Hmm.
I've used them, they honestly didn't blend the easiest. Like I've definitely
Mm,
had easier times blending with other eyeshadows. So I like still feel like I need to like dip more into those and see different if it's like a different eye base or something. But the shimmers are like amazingly pigmented and super metallic. But yeah, the mattes I'm a little iffy on, to be
yeah,
honest.
I have limeade, which is a lime green,
Mm,
kind of like a green apple green, and
yeah.
then a bright pink and like like a mauvey pink, and then I have the going banana shimmer and like a icy pink shimmer. So, or maybe one other shimmer. I feel like I got like 6 of their shadows. But I haven't tried any of their palettes or anything else. So I don't know. I don't know if their singles are any different from their palettes, because I know people rave about that Vintage Rose palette.
I know, my God, I want it so bad.
I thought for sure I was gonna buy it, and then like I just never have. And I'm like, I still would like it, but I guess I'm just like not quite. I don't know. I haven't made that decision yet, which is kind of like me with Creepy Cute. Like, how long has that palette been out? And I'm just like, I should buy it. And now I'm like, should I buy it? I don't know. Let's see. Gosh. Oh, thank you so much for hanging out with us, Michelle. And Katie, I had a feeling you were gonna chip it and say that, because I know you love that. Yeah. Katie says, I want to stand Menagerie because I love the palettes, but yeah, this is weird. I just I'm trying not to stand anybody, even indie brands. Hey Karen, welcome.
Hi, Karen! I'm so excited. I'm fangirling so hard with seeing everyone in the chat, and then finally going having a collab with you. I've been like wanting to ask you, but I just didn't have a video idea, so I didn't want to just be like, hey, want to do a collab? I don't know what to do. So,
I'm the worst at coming up with collab ideas too, which is why live streams are kind of nice, because I feel like they're low pressure, and if anything happens, if there's technology issues or whatever, everyone has always been super forgiving. But yeah, I'm always like, I want to collab with everybody, and then I'm like, I don't have any good ideas. But I also like your Multichrome Monday idea, by the way, for a future collab.
I thought it'd be perfect because we love multichromes.
Yes. And I think tonight I will try to order some of that Pixie epoxy from Fiernay so that I can test that out, because I still don't have a set technique yet.
Those, I would only use those with like the like pressed multichromes, but I don't think that they're the greatest for like the flakier formula of like the sugar drops from Davina, because those are like really flaky and glittery. So those I don't know if they're like great with the Pixie. And also with the Pixie, what I like to do, because sometimes it can be too wet and you don't want to apply the eyeshadow when it's too wet. So I like to tap it out and then like wait about like 30 seconds and then go in.
Okay.
Because then actually, and this happens to me with like regular glitter glue anyway, is if it's too wet and you go in, it's like gonna crease on you basically, because it didn't have enough time to just like, really get that tackiness, but like semi-dry. So that's why I've had some major creasing issues with the NYX glitter glue.
Yeah, I hadn't had any issues with that with other shadows, but then with multichromes, I've had some major issues.
I wonder if it's because they're so like finely milled. I don't know. They seem like a little different from.
They seem more like silky.
Yeah.
In a weird way. Every time I do like pastel freckles, I feel like I look like I just have pastel chicken pox, but oh well. Decided to go with like all yellow pastel freckles, so I was like, whatever. Weird little addition, but it pops off the other colors, so I guess that's cool. Do you use the epoxy stuff for anything else, or do you just use it for your pressed multichromes?
I also use it with the shimmers sometimes.
Okay.
And with not like flaky shimmers. But just in general, like when I first got that was, I don't know what it was. I don't remember ever having like creasing issues until like the last couple of years. I don't know if it's just like getting older and, and my lids are oily. That's the repercussions of getting older, is your lids are oily. But I can't.
Yeah.
Even some like regular shadows, like ABH shadows, have been disintegrating on my lids, and I don't know what it is. And I think it also depends, on the day. Like, did I put eye cream on? Is it really cold? Is it really hot?
Yeah.
So, like, it's just, there's so many variables.
Yolanda, I think I love, use, and appreciate the makeup I've waited 7 years from my Cleona and Terra Moon. They're on my list constantly. Yes. I I think that's why I was so frustrated with my well, I'm trying to use my other special Cleona shadows. Like that's why I put two of them in here because I felt like it actually matched a little better.
Yeah, it's a
I
great
have
idea.
Ripple and is it Reflectance? Yeah, in here. But that was why I was so sad about the one Multichrome creasing because I waited quite a while. Not as long as people that are waiting now,
Mhm.
but same with Terra Moon. I put in that pre-order and I know by the time July comes, I'm gonna be like, just bathe me in iridescent chameleons. Like it's all I'm gonna want to wear.
I'm still
Um,
waiting for my Glaminatrix order.
I keep hearing about that the Glaminatrix, the Easter order.
Yeah, so now it's been so it shipped like 2, 3 weeks ago, and it's been, like, stuck in customs, and it was supposed to get delivered last, no, it's Saturday, and then it said delayed. So I'm just like, I mean, that's not on them, but it still took a long time. I think there was like they had
Yeah.
some other issues. So like I try to be really patient for sure, because I understand. But it's like it was a Easter theme and it's not Easter anymore.
Yeah. So this is what I was gonna say. Vintage Rose. I think the reason why I haven't bought it is because it's a little too deep for me. I don't feel like there's as much dimension in there as I wanted. I felt like if they had done like, for me, if there had been a lighter pink shimmer and then like a more metallic lighter olive, like my favorite JD Glow olive shade.
Mhm.
But yeah, Nabla, I I've actually been given a couple of their singles, like some of their best sellers, like Alchemy and I think it's Pandora, maybe. I don't think Alchemy is that special compared to all the other
Mhm.
purple, blue, browns that I have. So I know some of their little six pans have some special shadows, but it's not really for me. Wait, there's so many comments. Oh, that would be cute. Metallic pink freckles, especially with the Vintage Rose palette. Should do something like
Mhm.
that, Katie. Let's see. Karen says, everything disintegrates on my lids unless I use primer, and it's especially bad the more metallic a shade is. Yeah, I think you just have to adjust your skin care, all of that too.
Yeah, that's the other thing. When I was wear testing the multi-chromes, I was here, so I was literally here all day. So they're gonna wear completely differently if I was commuting to work, obviously, because then I'd be outside, then I'd be inside, then I'd be outside. So they wear like pretty differently when I'm not at home all day.
Yeah.
I'm also sweating and all this, so
And yes, Alex, that's how I felt about my Cleona Multichrome. I was like, I was so excited. And then, like, it looks like shit instantly on my lids. Okay. And the one fix that I figured out, I don't even like it because it just darkens the color because I have to do an all black base. So we'll see. I'm hopeful for the Pixie epoxy.
some of the multi-chromes you can just like go in and like kind of rub it out. I think
Yeah.
I had a lot of luck doing that with like the baby bat and the Cleona. You can easily
That's good
also
to
like
know.
because the Cleona is so like nice and it doesn't feel like there's too much of the black base. So when you rub it, it's not gonna be like black, and ashy and stuff. It's gonna actually have the
Yeah.
pigment. But if you were to do that with the Luxie ones,
Oh my goodness.
it would just be a gray mess.
I also wanted to say I feel like shipping has been so tricky. So I'm waiting for it's been almost a month now since I ordered. Speaking of getting caught in customs, I put my first order in for at Linda Halberg. So I picked up
Ooh,
the primary color mood crayons and
oh, those look so nice.
one of the glossy balm lipsticks, the Fantastics, and I feel there's something else that of course I can't remember. It hit customs on May 12th. It didn't update until almost May 20th, and all of a sudden, so it was in New York, excuse me, I'm burping, at customs, and then all of a sudden on like the 19th it was in Columbia, South Carolina. And so now it's back somewhere in the New York City area. So I should probably have it maybe tomorrow by Friday, I would say at the latest. But it'll literally have been a month from like order to receiving it, which
Oh my
is
gosh.
fine. It was the international order and I ordered
Yeah.
in the middle of a pandemic. But the whole like being stuck at customs with no shipping update, and then it all of a sudden it's in South Carolina, and I'm like, I live in New York. The mailing address was accurate, or it was based on my information. Um, yeah.
So funny. Actually, funny story. My dad had this experience with an Amazon order, and it
Uh-huh.
was so funny because I don't remember what he ordered, but it said it got delivered, and he checked, and it was delivered in Texas. And he was like, "The address is Massachusetts. How is it say delivered in Texas?" Like, I don't understand.
I had a friend who ordered a spice rack, and at some point in time, the spice rack was in Iceland. Like in the last like couple, like she ordered it during everything going on in the world. And I think, well, now I have to figure out because she's based in New York, but she's originally from Australia. But I think she was ordering it to her New York apartment, and she was like, I didn't think I ordered it international, but somehow it was in Iceland. I'm just like, oh my goodness. Oh, oh, Alex says, I want to try the Galaxy Dust collection so
So good.
badly. I mean, I know that they're not like true multichromes in the
Yeah.
same way that some of these are, but I still think they're stunning.
They
Like
are.
I I like them because they're actually a one shadow look for me. I
Mhm.
haven't tried all of them, but like Asteria and Messier, I can just do that and like blend out the shimmer, and it's like, yes, it's a blended out shimmer. I don't mind
Yeah.
that though, but I really love them. And thank you, Audra. Audra said y'all look
Oh,
fantastic.
thank you.
Oh, and there were some comments about how sunscreen affects the eye, like the longevity of eye makeup. I just ordered the Crave Beauty Beach Shield, thanks to Kinky Sweat, Alicia, and actually Alex, because she tried it too. I'm excited to try it. I should get it in the next couple of days too, because
Oh, nice.
pandemic shopping has been a thing for me.
How long did that take
But
to ship? Because I was looking, I saw through Alex's story too. I was gonna get, I don't think it was a sunscreen. I can't remember now what it was.
I got
Oh, it
the
was the
Great Barrier Relief
yes,
because of
that one
Alex.
looked so bad. I was gonna order that, but I was not sure how the shipping is because I'm moving in like 3 weeks. So,
They ship next day. Like I
oh,
ordered it on the 19th. They shipped it on the 20th. And again, I should probably have it like I think the last time I checked, um I should have it like tomorrow or the next day. So less than a week. Yeah, I'll have it on Tuesday tomorrow. So a week in total, but that was including holiday and weekend.
mm,
So yeah, they were really fast on shipping. I'm excited to try them because I've only had one facial sunscreen that I liked, but then the more I used it, I really like it was very scented. It's the
mm,
Nivea, not Nivea, the Biore Aqua something. Um, it's good. It's especially good if you have more oily skin. But I think because it was scented and it had I think it must have had some alcohol in it. By the
oh,
time I finished the tube, I was like, I think I'm good on this. I think it's time to try something else.
yeah.
Yeah, they don't ship. Crave doesn't ship, I think, at all internationally right now, I
Mm.
think. Or maybe just not to Canada. I'm not sure. Yeah.
One of my favorite sunscreens is Supergoop Unseen Sunscreen, great for oily
Oh,
skin.
okay.
I actually yesterday I wore a sunscreen um, from it's like from Amazon, and it's called Angelou Naturals, and it's like a Canicel. It's this one. Oh my
Mhm.
god, I'm never putting it on my face ever again.
Oh no.
It smelled so bad, like within a couple hours, I could smell it on my skin,
Oh
and it was
no.
so nasty and tacky, and I hate it. So I'm only gonna use it like also really white casty. So I'm only gonna use
Mm.
it like on my body during the summer. But yeah, that one is a horrible experience. You know what I was actually thinking
Yeah.
about recently?
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people saying that they don't like to wear sunscreen because it breaks them out. And what I think, what I am skeptical is
Mhm.
it the reason because we're not washing it off properly? Because I noticed when I started to properly double cleanse, even with
Mhm.
just wearing sunscreen on my face, I haven't broken out from a sunscreen ever. And I used to break out from sunscreens, and I think it was because I wasn't taking it off properly. So
Yeah.
I
I
think that,
think you're onto something because
yeah.
I feel like, I mean, my go-to person, I've watched a lot of different like people talk about sunscreen. I'm not always the best at it, but I think right now Alicia Kinky Sweat is my like go-to, and I feel like she's talked about that how you and maybe James Welsh. Like
Mhm.
I've heard a couple of different people who are more knowledgeable and or are professionals in skincare talk about how you have to double cleanse with
Yeah.
sunscreen. So, yeah, I think that's a really good point. It's like if you have that issue, maybe take a look at the rest of your skincare routine before
Mhm.
you just eliminate sunscreen. Um,
Yeah, I just
yeah,
haven't had an issue. Like I remember
yeah,
before I used to just like have sunscreen and be like, oh, it's breaking me out. And then
yeah.
double cleansing has honestly like saved my life.
Double cleansing is the best. It's truly like the best way to get off makeup and
Yeah.
everything else.
And I look
And
forward to doing it because it just feels so like yes, I'm doing it properly now after years of like makeup wipes. Oh my gosh, I used to use the Neutrogena makeup wipes like back
oh
in
my
college
gosh.
and stuff, and then I was
Yeah.
like getting really into skincare, and I learned about double cleansing. So I used the first oil cleanser. It was technically not a cleanser, but you can also use it as a mask. But it's the Lush Ultra Blend, and I've been
Okay,
using
yeah.
it. You definitely have to make sure you take it all off because it's very thick. So I use like
Mhm.
a washcloth that has like pretty warm water on it to make sure I take it off. But after I started using that, my skin was like, yes. And then
Yeah.
I was going to the gym and I forgot like oil cleanser. And so my coworker at the time gave me the Neutrogena wipes. I used Neutrogena wipes and I like broke out in hives. My face was like not
Mm,
having it. So I'm not ever
no.
touching Neutrogena makeup wipes ever again.
I just feel like they're so harsh. Like
Mhm.
any makeup wipe to me feels
Yeah.
so incredibly harsh on my skin. And I can be harsh on my skin like so like I will use a makeup eraser to take so like I'll usually emulsify the balm cleanser with some water, but then sometimes I will use my makeup eraser to go in and actually like
Mhm.
take or like I'll wet it and I'll use it to take off the balm cleanser and I'll still go in for my second cleanse. Sometimes the makeup eraser, I'm like, maybe I'm a little harsh on my skin, but it's nowhere near the same as like using a makeup wipe or using like
Yeah.
even for a long time I was just using micellar water and and just like doing the whole like wipe off cleanse, which I realize now is not really cleaning your skin.
Yeah.
And so yeah.
I've learned
No.
it too recently. Well, it wasn't like that recent, but I used to also think like my cellar water is the greatest, and I was like, it's breaking me out. And it was because nobody told me that it's not the only cleanser you should use. You have to use something
Yeah.
after it.
Yeah.
So I was over here just using my cellar water and saying it was breaking me out because I wasn't using something else because nobody told me. Well, who would tell me?
Yeah. I
So,
was I was using micellar water and like a toner to like get that last layer and I'm just
yeah,
like and my skin has always been pretty like well behaved. Like I'm very thankful of it. I know like how not like the norm that is for most people, but I just think about that. I'm like, wow, like I had just like layers of grime on my skin for years because it was just like, unless I got in the shower and like the hot water really like took everything off. But I would go to sleep with just like, I have my cellar water and then I tonered and then I put a moisturizer on and I'm like, oh God. Ugh.
I know you think you're hot shit, and then you're like, wait,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah. And I would also agree that I think a lot of Japanese
Yeah.
and Korean sunscreens are not less
Mhm.
commodogenic. Um, yeah, it is scary. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I generally I feel like my micellar water would take off my waterproof mascara, or it would help. And I only wear waterproof because everything else smudges on me.
Yeah, me
So,
too.
but even these days, I kind of want to look into some of the more tubing mascaras. Like, I know Thrive is a popular one, but I'm like, do I want to spend $24 on a mascara? No, I
Yeah.
don't. I want to spend, where is it? My $4 Essence Waterproof Lash Princess that I'm so thankful that they came out with. But I don't know. But I do think it's a little harsh on my lashes, and I'm not
Mhm.
sure if that's something that like a different bulb cleanser would help with, or if I should just change mascaras. What
Yeah.
does Otter say? Audra, I'm old. I only had to use makeup wipes and micellar water one time to know not to do it again. I mean, I think you've been on your skincare game for a while now, though, Audra, in my opinion. That's my take on this. Let's see. Yeah. I just think the technology outside of the US with sunscreen is totally different. Also Australian brands, because actually the same friend that had her Spice Rack go to Iceland, she was telling me like years ago, she told me about Elta MD because I was talking to her about how facial sunscreen will always like run into my eyes and make them burn, and I'm already an eye rubber as it is. And she was like, you should look into Elta MD. They make like great sunscreens for your face. I don't know if they're an Australian brand, but they're a lot of Australians swear by them. And I'm like, y'all are at a place where there's no there's no coverage, like just straight sun to the face. So I trust you, but I still haven't tried them, but I they're always in the back of my mind of a
No,
brand
me
that I could
too.
try. Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, I should buy that one. Nope, I'm gonna totally buy a different brand. Because
And there's so many things like yeah, I think I've tried samples of Supergoop. I think anything that's accessible honestly in like Sephora or Ulta is what I tend to try first, but now I'm like, no, let me try to order something from Crave or somewhere else.
there was this one brand though that I tried from K Beauty, and it's like
Mhm.
a light blue bottle, and it's called like Air something, and
Uh-huh.
everybody was raving about it, and I got it, and it like it like made my face, like I wore it under makeup, and it made my makeup like separate, and it was super patchy. It was really weird. And even when then I ended up just using it on my arms, and even then you could see it like separating on my arm after a while. It
Ooh.
was the weirdest thing. I don't know if I got like a bad batch or something, but I stopped using it because it was like so weird why it was separating.
Yeah. Oh, I've also heard ultraviolet. I think from Beauty News from Haley and I can't remember her name, but they're also Australian, so I feel like they also have some. Ooh, Joad tubing mascara.
Mm.
I'll have to look it up. But yeah. Oh, oh, Elta MD, I guess spurred on fungal acne. I know so little about that, so I'm just like, I don't know. um, oh, that's good to know, Alex. I'm
Mm.
so unfamiliar with Paula's Choice. Hmm.
I
Oh,
heard they're
there you
really good.
go.
Been really-
Is that the one?
Yeah,
Airy Sun
yes, that
Prize.
one.
That is such a
Yeah,
weird name. Airy Sun Prize. No.
it was definitely milky. And yeah. Yeah, very, very white casty too.
mm, yeah. I only use it when I'm going camping. The idea of it breaking up though, like under I don't know, texture
Yeah.
me, I'm just like, I can't do it. Just you describing it, I was like, can't do it. I'm done. I'm out.
It was not a great
Oh,
experience.
oh my goodness. I can't believe 30 of y'all are still in here. Thank you so much for hanging out with
No,
us
thank
while
you.
we're
I can't see how
doing
many
this.
people. It doesn't show me.
Um, oh, okay. I think on the top left-hand corner of my screen, like where I see you and it shows that. But I don't know. Did you want to talk about anything else, or anybody else have questions? Or I mean, I'm just hanging out right now.
so fun. I don't want to stop. But it is almost 8, so.
I know. I was like, oh, it's been almost 2 hours. But that's how every live stream is. I'm just like, oh wow, it's been 2 hours, it's been 3 hours. This was awesome. I don't know anything about this brand. Versed came out with a sunscreen that's all mineral, supposedly manages to sheer out. It's supposed to hit Target in July.
I feel like I've heard of that brand. Somehow that sounds familiar.
Yeah, I think are they only in Target? I know I've seen them in Target. Oh, Feffy, thank you for the reminder. If anybody's here that wants to like the stream, go ahead and like it. I didn't say this earlier, but if anybody happens to be rewatching this live, or rewatching the live, you should open up the little chat because that's how you can follow along with every bit of mess that has happened so far.
All the tea was served.
Exactly. All of the indie tea that like. Ooh, Audra. I can't wait to see those photos hit Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm excited to do some photos of this look too, because I'm like, okay, I have my weird alien pastel polka dot freckle things, but I think it's fun. I really love these earrings though. What colors did you get? Did you get 2 colors of the moons? Is that what you, or just one color?
I originally wanted, I think they were the pink ones or the purple ones, but she was out of those. So I got these, and then my clouds are also the same color as yours.
Oh yeah.
Clouds are so cute.
They are. I was a little worried, like I'm a little worried about the clay because I've never had jewelry like this. So I'm like, are they delicate? But I was also worried because earlier my cat was like, that's a toy. And I was like, no, it's not.
No. Don't even
like he did this with his paw, and I was really afraid he was gonna like claw the clay, which would have been fine, but nothing happened. But I was just like, okay, gotta keep that out of your reach.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So I was actually also looking up all the things about clay earrings. I need things to like keep me entertained when I'm just sitting here by myself, staring at the screen, working. So I just like playing things in the background. So
yeah,
if baked correctly, they will not break.
Oh, okay.
They should be bendy, but they shouldn't break. And if they break, then that means they weren't baked long enough. So just don't bend.
Okay. Yeah, because these are they are a little they feel a little bendy, but that's okay. Oh, did you get the J Kissa palette today, Millie?
Yeah, I did.
I'm curious to see reviews of that. I did not pick it up, but I heard it's coming to Ulta too, and it seems like maybe it's going to be more well stocked than her first collab. So I would be curious to see what people say about it. I didn't feel the draw. I didn't feel like I it's a little too one tone for me. Like,
yeah,
I'm afraid that for me, when I looked at the 2 rows of mattes, I felt like they looked very similar. But I also didn't watch her video. I only looked at the pictures. I only looked at like the stuff on Instagram. So I'll be looking out for reviews. I might pick it up, but I haven't picked up an elf eyeshadow thing in years.
That's the thing. That's why I was excited, because while I have like those kinds of colors already, it's an elf palette, and I think it would be absolutely amazing if I found like a really nice formula that I could like stand behind and recommend to people. Yeah. That's really affordable. And also, I was going through Amy's Instagram stories when I was tapping through, and that's how I saw that it was live on the pre-order today. Yeah. And she had a code, so I used a code, so I saved like more money.
Yeah. I almost got it when I saw Amy's story, but I was but yeah, I wasn't super duper impressed. So I was like, I'm just gonna wait. And their brushes I'm like hit or miss on. So I was like, when I first saw the reveal pictures, like the blurry reveal picture, I think it was her premiere video when it was like a small thumbnail. I was really hoping that the box that looked like it had 5 things in it was going to be an eyeliner set. That's what I was hoping. I was hoping she would have done like a Linda Hallberg mood crayon set like that. That I would have just been like, I'll try it. I'll take it. But brushes,
The brushes seemed honestly really big because I was interested too. And then I was like looking at the sizes of them, and the blending brush looks like absolutely huge, and I know I wouldn't want that because I really like my small brushes. So it just wasn't worth it.
I have like one, which I haven't used it in a long time, but I should pull out. I have one little brush from e.l.f. It's like one of their, it's their crease brush. I should actually, oh, my laptop is like, hey, you're running out of battery, lady. But I'm going to throw this into my, I have like these are my brushes that I put away when I got like all of my refer brushes, and I really haven't dug back into it since then. So I could probably declutter most of these.
I have the same thing, except in a scrunchie where these are my they're on the judgment table. What is it? There's like an expression.
Like the chopping block.
Yes, on the chopping block. That's the expression.
Yeah.
On the chopping block, because I need to test them out more and see if I actually would like really like them or not. So far, 2 brushes haven't made it. This one is Helen E, and I got it with the base because when the base came out, everyone was like, "Oh, it's just like the P. Louise, but better." So, anyways, my sugar ass bought that, and so I got this brush with it, and the brush is super scratchy. Like it's like Morphe, like honestly. And then this BadToTheBrow Tools blending brush, and it's just like the shape is really flat, and I don't really like care for this kind of shape. I don't really know what to do with it, besides pack on. Like, it just feels really awkward to blend with. So I don't think I'm gonna keep this one either. But it is really nice. I have a different fluffier blending brush from BadToTheBrow, and it's really, really good. So
it's funny, actually, one of the brushes I was using today is a more flat blending brush, and it's probably the first flatter blending brush that I like. I still don't love it as much as the fluffy one. Like, it's like fluffy but also kind of flat, whereas like this one is straight up like round. But yeah, I put these away, and like there's a couple that I've dug out over the time, but a lot of them, and it's like I don't need, like, for me, I don't need a million powder brushes, or I don't need so many face brushes. So at some point in time I should clean these and just like try to find new homes for them. But that's always my struggle, because I don't actually have friends in my area that are into makeup. So I'm like, I have all the stuff I actually should declutter, and I probably will make a decision at some point in time to do that. Yeah. Maybe I'll just look into Project Beauty Share and see what happens.
That sounds good, yeah.
Oh, good night, Ruthie.
Hi, Ruthie.
Oh, yes. Sonia Kashuk. So actually, if you want a big powder brush and you don't want to spend, like, this was $20, but this is Sonia Kashuk. It's actually really nice quality.
It looks really nice, yeah.
It's very big. I might pull it back out, but I haven't been using it as much. But this is a good one. I haven't tried a lot of their brushes, but I do like that one.
Recently tried finally the Spectrum brushes, and I was very particular in which ones I would buy, because I only wanted the ones that are like really petite. I'm so petite, and just you need smaller brushes. Like,
yeah,
it's the best. So I've been really enjoying them like a lot. I actually really, really love them. So I would recommend those to anyone. And I think they're pretty affordable. I think they were like maybe $8 or $9 per brush. I feel like I might be wrong. I should probably look it up.
nice.
I think they were pretty affordable.
And Emily just reminded me, I'm going to pull out, I have these Moda brushes that I got in an old BoxyCharm. And so it's actually a really nice blendy brush. That's not, it's verging on too big. Yeah. And this is also a nice one, but it needs to be cleaned. But I love the texture actually on these, because it's like a,
I had that one too.
Yeah.
It was too big. I ended up getting rid of it though. I felt like it was too big.
But a lot of these big sizes, I've been using them for blush draping. So like I'll use it to do the blend out, like from the eye into the cheek, and then maybe go in with a bigger brush to do like the bigger parts of my cheeks. So they come in handy sometimes, but yeah, I'm always on the hunt for small brushes, and I feel like they're really hard to find.
Yeah, Refer definitely has some really good small brushes, and Wayne Goss too. I think I still prefer my Wayne Goss over the Refer. Also, I think quality wise, I Wayne Goss is just a little bit better. I've been having some of the Refer brushes shed on me now after a couple of washes, while like the Wayne Goss ones just haven't at all. So I think they're still really good quality, but I think Wayne Goss is just a little bit.
That's what I did pick up her eye brush set, because so when I put in the Linda order, it was like 30% off, and it had a little liner brush in there, and I was like, I'll give this a try. I was just like, I'll try it. I don't know if it's any good
about their brushes.
But yeah, I actually asked in one of I keep mentioning Alicia, but in one of her live chats, I asked her if she had ever done a video on like small, like luxe brushes for smaller eyes, like small brushes, and she said she hadn't, but she would basically add it to her list. So I would love for her to do that, because there's like Wayne Goss, Hakuhodo, Chikuhodo, Sonia G, like all these brands that I'm like, I would spend the money on the brushes, but I don't know where to start besides my Refer ones.
I have some Sonia G, and honestly, I feel like they're a little bit too big for my liking. I'm kind of disappointed in that, in terms of that, which I should have checked better, but I thought I did, because she did great comparisons. She did photos against the Wayne Goss brushes, so I kind of had an idea of which ones. But now that I have them, I feel like I still reach for my Wayne Goss brushes so much more. I can't move it.
Alex had a question about for using the
Yes, I do. It is, I don't know why it's not in here. It is, okay. It is the Sigma Winged Liner E06 brush, and it's like the coolest angle I've ever seen. And when I first got this, I was like, how the heck am I gonna use this? This is gonna be awful. And honestly, it's like life-changing. So I have 2 of these. That's how much I like it, because I was like, I need to get a second one.
Which number is it? I'm gonna type it into the chat and highlight it.
It's E06.
There we go, for anybody watching.
Yeah, Sigma has like some good and some bad too. That's the thing. I think they've been like really hyped up, but ooh. I have so many brushes over here now. And then also from Sigma, I love, it's dirty, but the Pencil E30. I love this one for doing like an eyeshadow wing, and also to connect my lower lash line. Wait, Emily, are you frozen? Oh no. Is it frozen? Oh no, I think we lost Emily. I don't know if she can come back. No, let me message her. No. Oh, that's good, Audra. Okay. Practic? I've never heard of that. Oh no. Okay, I'm staying. I wasn't sure also if it's gonna cut me off at 2 hours, if there's like a time thing for going live on YouTube. I know there is for IG stories. I think it's 1 hour. We'll wait for her. How was everybody's day off today, if you had a day off? Oh. Practic is owned by Sigma. Oh, I didn't know that. Is it like a sub-brand? Is it the same quality? Okay. 4 hours. 4 hours. Okay. Thanks, guys. I'm such a newbie. Definitely want to do more lives now. It's super fun. We're going to have one coming up with Emily again, and it's going to be a Multichrome Monday collab.
That wasn't awkward at all. Hello. Well, my computer died on me and I didn't realize that was happening.
Oh, no.
So
I'm just over here like talking, and then I'm like, oh wait, Emily's frozen.
I was like, it's low battery, but usually it gives me one more warning, but I think I probably ignored it. And then it was just like, bye. And then I forgot I have the webcam on my computer, like the camera in my computer, I have it just like turned off so that I use my webcam. But I was like, oh, I won't bring my webcam over from like the tripod. And then it was like, we can't find the camera. And I was just like, okay, just grab the webcam and like, oh, happy birthday, Alex's boyfriend.
Happy birthday. Oh, that's so funny.
Trust.
25 on the 25th.
Oh, yes. I would love to do. I think you should do more lives solo or invite other people in, but I would also love to do more lives with you. And I'll keep my laptop plugged in for future ones.
I'm gonna have to figure out how to like host because it's all feels so overwhelming. Like
it's pretty easy once you do it one time, and you can always do like a test. You could always do like a test stream, like at some random hour. Just pop on and just like see how it works.
Go beyond because I'm like tested.
But really, it's like pretty straightforward how to use it. Like once you get adjusted, and it can be really helpful. But you can also do lives by yourself without StreamYard, just on YouTube, if you just want to go solo.
I feel like it would be so much easier sometimes because I'm just so tired of editing. It just takes so long. And it's honestly like if I didn't have to edit, it would be so easy.
For sure. And if there's things that like you want, like if there's things that you think people are gonna have questions about, it's so much easier to just like talk while you're talk and answer questions while you're streaming. That rather than like you get all these comments with questions and then you're like updating your info box or you're this or you're that. So it's definitely helpful for sure. It's a nice change in pace too. So this was so much fun though.
I had a great time. We're
Thank
all
you so much.
Pastel at 8 p.m. on a Monday.
I know. I'm like, nowhere to go. Maybe I'll go. It's like, maybe I'll just go outside and like, I'm like, no, I don't want to see people. It's not in the middle of a pandemic. No. Just gonna make sure I take some cute photos and then they'll go on the internet and then I'll double cleanse.
Yes, double cleanse. Great.
Oh, well, if anybody's watching, hasn't subscribed to Millie, hasn't gone over and checked out her channel, please do. Everything is linked in the description box. Shop Chloe She, who made the earrings, is linked down there. Yes, and she has so many other things besides these. And she has some like donut stuff happening, something sprinkled and glittered that she's working on.
Broccoli, which I think is hilarious.
They're so cute.
I kind of want broccoli earrings now.
I know. And like the lemons, just lemons and an eggplant, which look just like the emoji, and I know some of y'all would enjoy that.
I love the eggplant earrings. They're so cute.
They're just adorable. Yeah, everything. And like she's finding all these little like cute like resin or acrylic like milk boxes. I don't know, it's all like the perfect level of cute for me. Well, I think we'll wrap it up here. And again, thanks to everybody. And like the stream if you haven't liked it already. Share it with some friends if you would like to
Thanks,
do that.
everyone. Thanks,
And
Emily, so much.
thank you. Have a great night, everybody. Enjoy the holiday.
Good night.